Hi, I'm Matt with Fries on the Side, and today we're going to cover 5 tips that have made our camping adventures a more enjoyable experience. Stay tuned. First, if you're new to this channel, we're a family-based camping, overlanding, off-road adventure channel based in Wisconsin, which travel outside the borders in our Jeep and teardrop. And if that sounds like your cup of tea, be sure to check out some of our other videos and hit that subscribe button. All right, let's get into it. Tip number 1, find an easy leveling system for your trailer. There's nothing worse than sleeping off level where you're rolling into your partner, frankly cooking to have a nice flat surface so your butter isn't going to one side of the pan and your coffee stays on the grill when you're cooking the coffee. We've been teardrop camping now for 5 years, and one of the first investments we got was the Andersen jack. And honestly, I think this is an engineering magic. You simply put it in front or in rear of your wheel while you're still connected, and you pull the trailer or push the trailer onto this wedge piece and adjust your trailer anywhere from 1 inch to I think probably like 6 or 7 inches on the back of the wedge. You place the chuck in the back of it, you set it and forget it. All right, tip number 2, learn a knot or 2 when you go out camping. So you're always around ropes and different things. I think even when I was a young kid, my dad taught me the bowline knot. That's probably one of my favorite knots. I've used it throughout my years. This isn't going to be a tutorial, but it's a simple, you make a loop, you come back through, loop it around, back in. And what the benefit of this is, it makes a loop where you can put through all sorts of different things or connect, tie down. But the best part about the knot is that you just pull back on this part here and it really easily comes out. So you can put a ton of pressure on it and you still can relieve it and pull the knot out really quick. Learn knots. It'll make your life so much better when out camping and adventure seeking. Tip number 3, if you're using awnings of any type, make sure when they are deployed that you are using the guy wires and staking them down. I as well am guilty of not always doing this, but you never know when that gust of wind's gonna come and ruin your day. We actually use a technique that we spin around the pole, and I probably shouldn't say that, spin around the pole. I'll just show you this. Okay, so first take your guy wire. In my case, I have a little loop through the top. This is a great opportunity for that bowline knot, like that. Okay, so instead of the traditional 30 to 45 degrees, which is still a very good method to holding them down, we are going to take it and actually wrap around the post maybe 3 or 4 times as you go down. And then when you get down here, what I like to do is put my stakes at an X. So one in this direction and then one back at this direction. And then take your wires or your guy wire through here like this. Finish staking them down. Like so. Pull the slack up, and then as you come back up, it's probably a little low here. We'll adjust. In this case, it's got kind of like a little C or hook. You can pull that up. Now that keeps everything in line. It keeps the guy wires from you tripping over it, which I think is a great thing as well. And it ultimately holds down in high winds. So we've been using this method for a while now and we really like it. Tip number 4, practice makes perfect. Backing up the trailer, turning a trailer around can have its challenges and can frustrate people very quickly and make for a bad day. I recommend you go to those parking lots, you use the driveway, you practice, and pretty soon it'll become second nature. And again, you get into camp quicker and set up with less stress. The biggest thing is just take your time, slow down, don't get stressed out with the world around you, and just take your time. Bonus tip, if you put your hand at the bottom of the steering wheel, whatever direction you move your hand is actually the direction the rear of the trailer is going to go, so if that makes sense. But that's just a good mentality. So when you get in a tough spot, if you just sit for a minute, think, which way do I need to turn it? Turn it, small corrections, don't oversteer, and you're gonna be perfect. Finally, tip number 5, keep it simple. The more you go out, the more you learn on what are necessities with camping. Bring only that. Don't bring all the extra stuff. The more things you bring, I personally feel, clutters the mind, clutters all the stuff that's around camp, puts a whole new dynamic on it that doesn't need to be there. So camp simple, camp light for a more enjoyable experience. Well, this concludes the 5 tips that make our camping adventures a better experience. I hope you enjoy the content, and make sure you drop a comment on what you think makes your camping experience more enjoyable. Thanks for watching Fries on the Side, where adventure is served.